Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron. Today we are taking a look at Studio Series 8606, that is Leader Grimlock. And this is a figure, I'm going to start off the bat, it is an objectively great toy, great value for what you're paying for it. It's really awesome, but for some reason, not for some reason, I know exactly why, it just doesn't hit 100% right with me. But here we've got Grimlock. Again, he's got his beautiful Studio Series backdrop. Comes with a gun. Comes with a little wheelie boy that we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, Grimlock is that classic 80s style T-Rex, which I guess thinking about it, right, we knew that T-Rexes didn't look like this in the 80s, but this toy was based off ideas we had about dinosaurs in like the 70s in popular culture, right? But he looks like Grimlock from Generation 1. And I know we've gotten announced that they're going to finish the Dinobots, essentially. We've gotten some leaks on the next figures. So I got this because I thought, like, the Grimlock robot mode looks really awesome. If I'm willing to put up with this dinosaur mode as it is, this T-Rex mode, then this seems like a good Grimlock to have. I do have issues, but they're not real complaints because this is just the way the design looks. Like this dumb tail that's essentially the front half of a boat. That's, part of transformation and part of the design. The fact that his posture is like this is really dumb to me. But that's just part of his charm and part of his design. As a toy, I mean, he articulates, he's great. The head goes up and down, you can see that. Jaws open and close. There's a little, 3mm port in his mouth for flame effects. He's got a nicely painted eye. I love the gold paint here. I kind of wish some of these details, instead of being gray, were silver, but he's got ball-jointed shoulders in dinosaur mode, and he's got an elbow joint, which I really dig. I like that a lot. The hips, of course, are lovely ratchets. They can get wide if he needs to do the splits in dinosaur mode for some reason. They can absolutely do that. He's got a deep dinosaur knee bend. He's got... the one thing that he doesn't have in dinosaur mode is ankle tilt, but that's okay. He does have toe tilt, and I love the color gold they used on him. That looks really, really good. And other than that, no other real articulation to speak of in dinosaur mode. The rest is a solid chunk. So like I said, I was curious about this for the robot mode. The reason that this may not be the Grimlock for me is really just the dinosaur mode. It helped me realize my current Grimlock is animated Grimlock. And, Voyager to Leader, like, look at that size difference. I like this design. I like this crazy mechanical monstrosity, the shovel mouth. Like, this looks like a dinosaur theme park ride type thing, which is what, animated Grimlock was going for. But I think I was looking to see if I could replace this Grimlock with that Grimlock, and I think once we get into it more, we'll see that... he does tilt his neck. I forgot to mention that. We'll talk about that sort of stuff at the end. But yeah, so overall, if you're looking for a Grimlock that'll look like he walked out of the set of the 1984 cartoon or the 1986 movie, yeah, this Grimlock, you're not going to go wrong with him. Let's talk about his accessories. He comes with his gun, which is fine. Black plastic, nothing wrong with that. And then he comes with Wheelie, which is, I showed earlier, you can hitch Wheelie's legs onto either side of little tabs back here on either side of his neck yeah, I guess that's his neck. So Wheelie can ride him like so, which is neat. And Wheelie is nicely painted, but he's stuck in this permanent rider stance. He does have waist articulation. He does have shoulder articulation, and his, I thought his head, yeah, his head can move. It's just a little paint stuck. And he's small. For my sake, like the Titans Return Wheelie, you can still find at, I think, a reasonable price. Online, I saw some for like $25 or so. You can see there the two. This obviously isn't pure G1 Wheelie, but if you've got this guy, I think he can ride Grimlock just fine. as is. You kind of got to make sure that he leans forward and get his legs back a bit. There we go. But yeah, so you can absolutely do that, and I think that, to me, that looks cooler, and I just like that this wheelie is just a really, really good toy, and he transforms. Alright, speaking of transformation, let's go ahead and transform Studio Series Grimlock. Because he's based off the G1 Grimlock, his transformation is pretty straightforward. We're going to start by separating out his tail in half like so. We can come underneath. The bottom pieces of his tail can open up, and that lets us fold out his big old dino stomping robot boots. Just got to get the tail piece around. And once the tip of the tail is around his leg, you can collapse it in like so. That's nice. Same thing on this side. Open it up. Maybe we take that piece in early and then flip it around. There we go. That's more straightforward. We can collapse back those pieces. It doesn't mess with his leg articulation at all, which I really like. And then we can bring out his heels. And there are his legs all done. And they're some great looking robot legs. We can come up front. We can split his torso. Keep his arms down. Split his torso. Get his robot wings out. Flip down his Dino Mode head. You can, lay it flat. That is that classic Grimlock look that we all know and love. Get his little robot hands out behind him. Come up front. We can flip up his chest piece and bring up his robot head, closing everything nicely. The last thing is just bringing out his wrists. There we go. And we can, so he has double joints in his arm. You lock the robot leg one, or the dinosaur leg one, and then you can open his robot elbow one, which I like that a lot. So same thing here, lock it, open the other one, flip out that hand. There we go. Make sure that clicks into place like so. And look at this Grimlock. Again, this is a good looking big robot. This guy looks awesome. This is what excited me about the figure. He is really, really big. He can hold his gun, no problem. I wish he came with a sword. I know there are third-party accessories that are doing the sword bit for him. But yeah, he looks awesome against his backdrop. If you're wondering, his dinosaur mode doesn't really stand on his backdrop very well. But yeah, this looks awesome. And then you can have, wheelie off to the side, or more likely wheelie's just going to sit in your accessory box. Yeah, and this is a great Grimlock, and I love the size and the chunk. I really, really like that head. That is just, let's take a look at him. Love that paintwork. That's amazing. I love they use that opaque, clearish plastic with the Autobot symbol underneath. Again, that lovely gold color. We've got good waist articulation. The wings can get out of the way, so the shoulders are totally unimpeded. He's got nice deep elbow bends. No wrist. Oh no, I take it back. He does have wrist articulation. I was about to say he doesn't, but then I remembered, no, the reason that the sword would look so good on him is because he does have it, which is nice. Yeah, the waist can rotate. He can do full Van Damme, no problem. Like I said before, the sculpt of his boot doesn't get in the way of his knees, which is terrific. And he is a Studio Series figure, so in robot mode, he has nice, deep ankle tilts. And yeah, Grimlock, I mean, look at this guy. He's just massive. Here he is next to Wheelie. He is just a big, big boy. And this made me realize that I want a big Grimlock. There is a lot I like about the animated Grimlock design. I love his head sculpt. I love his overall shape and his, the way they use the gold elsewhere. I really like this design. I wish that they had done a leader Grimlock figure, because I think that would have been the ideal Grimlock figure for me. If a third-party company ever starts doing animated figures again, which I hope eventually they will do, or maybe we get a Generations animated line or something, leader Grimlock would be an insta-buy for me. I'm at the point now, actually hold on, let me showcase the rest of the Dinobots. Here are my current Dinobots, and actually you can't see all of them unless I pull back. There we go. here are my current Dinobots as I keep them. And you can see it's this chaotic mismatch of aesthetics, but that appeals to me. I like having like the animated trio. I like having my big FOC Dinobots. I like having Scorn from the movie. But overall, I think I'm at the point now where I want a big leader Grimlock. So I think while this one, the T-Rex mode just doesn't work for me. I think what this toy has helped me see is that I need to buy Planet X's Vulcanus. I need to get the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, and then I might end up getting their 2 other guys and just have the main 5B Fall of Cybertron characters, and then get like the Voyager Scorn, and have that be my like an update to my Dinobot team. I'll do that eventually. But what I see right now is this is such a good toy. It's an easy recommendation. I personally am not keeping it, so that means that this is a giveaway video. I'm going to be giving Grimlock away. The rules are the same as always. In the video description below, not description, in the comments, leave a comment saying, hey, I want to win Transformers Studio Series Grimlock. And then next week's video, I will randomly draw a name and announce that winner, and that person can get in contact with me on the various social media that the Arbitrary Hero team has out there. And I will ship Grimlock out to you. Eventually, I'll be giving away this guy, and maybe I'll do a trio. I'll do like all 3 of the animated figures as one thing in case anyone wants to get a set, because maybe I'll get the Fall of Cybertron guys and just have Fall of Cybertron Dinobots, because I think I'm at the point now where I want big Dinobots. This Grimlock is great. He's been in my shelf for maybe close to a decade now. I really like his design. I wish we had gotten a bigger version. I think Grimlock needs to be this big boy. This Grimlock is awesome. Again, look at these colors. It's just a great figure, great articulation. It feels so solid and chunky. It feels like Grimlock should feel. And that is why it is such an easy recommendation, especially for 50 bucks. I think it's a great price point. Just go buy yourself a Titan's Return wheelie instead of this guy. That's my only real complaint. And then that dinosaur mode, that T-Rex mode just doesn't work for me. But I get that I'm not the target audience there. So that's it for today's video. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one. See ya!